Alright guys, tonton dan puan-puan, perlawanan match kedua. Game pertama untuk Homebois menentang Verso, sama-sama kita saksikan perlawanan di lane roster.
Honestly,
we agreed.
although by the way, Verso's draft pick is quite amazing, but it's relying on team fights. It's completely relying on team fights. It's not relying on team fights plus single fights. So Homebois has the advantage of the team fights.
Okay, drafts are locked in for game 1, so everything is set. Let's send it over to our
All-time MJ bawa
casters.
geringa hari tu. Oh, boleh.
Thank you so much, panel. And nice, we are
Guys, korang kalau mana yang dia spam tu guys kan, korang report user account tu guys seorang-seorang. Judi tu benda tu.
Heading into this tournament.
Ngaruh-ngaruh bukan.
Suyu. Do you like
Suyu?
Masalah user channel banyak.
I feel
Dia
like there was a
spam.
time when I would say I don't miss it, but it's been a while. He kind of fell out of the meta for a bit, you know, especially after the technically that nerf that was warranted.
Macam mana draft ah? Draft bagi aku okey lah.
It's nice to see.
Cuma beza dia kita tak ada
you know, other than that,
marksman secure.
I thought he was actually, yeah, he didn't take that, right? Okay, he was just there. Very aggressive start on the Suyo, and that's one of the things you
Kimi
can
boleh
do.
consider marksman ni. Jadi
You know,
kita
you can
punya
continue
pushing
to be
power tu
aggressive
kurang.
if you want to go into the enemy side of the jungle. But even so, it's still really good to be able to go toe to toe with someone like a Lancelot. And you know, when you look at this lineup from Verso time, that's wait, he did take the orange because Zeno doesn't have it, so I guess he retried that.
Golin memang menang guys. Ruby memang kalah dengan Xbox.
Okay. Last time I was able to see a Malaysian team in the grand finals just recently. It was
Pakar je duk Bazir dia flicker duk. Mel, tak nak Mel.
Being played
Tak apa.
twice by the
Cutting
Malaysian
wave.
team.
Ada Daniel bagi bantuan.
First one they almost won, the second one they totally lost. And it was up against the Lancelot too. I mean both games. I have a lot of reservations with the Suyo pick. Maybe Amal.
Pas Suyo meta ke sekarang? Ya. Suyo kena buff guys.
It is Lancelot. It's gonna be a good game day for them.
Flicker dia guna kalau Daniel selagi hidup. Turtle mudah didapatkan oleh Emal cantik. Oh lama Daniel mati. Tapi first blood dia dapatkan oleh Izanami. Tak ganyan lapu-lapu ni bakal ditumbangkan. Lah Insanity. 2 untuk 2.
Just bodies dropping on both sides. Oh, I thought he was gonna take that too, man. But luckily, Zeno secures his purple buff. And it's a trade across the board, but the turtle goes to the hands of Homebois.
Yeah.
So it's still even though, Wolf. Despite all that, because of those kills, Verso time keeps things under control.
Yeah, much more manageable for Homebois, especially because Amal has a distinct XP lead over this Lancelot. That's why they got the turtle. But my oh my, I don't know if you've seen that, but Castle was able to take down a member of Homebois through the wall just because of how much range there is with the first skill one. Yeah,
Tendangan pick off akan tapi follow up dia ada.
A good kick here.
Wah.
Not sure what Daniel's going to be able to do if he can actually get away from this.
Izanami pasal menggunakan Brilliant. AOG digunakan.
It doesn't follow through an AOG.
Masih lagi hidup, okay.
Gonna catch Daniel with this one right now. Homebois.
Verso region mana pa? Rusia.
But it doesn't really convert to too much just yet.
Nak
They're still going to go
NACT.
ahead and rotate into that next objective.
Dia campuran Rusia, Ukraine, apa lagi ya?
By Verso time,
Jerman.
you know, from their recent tournament all the way to their performance in group stages.
Last Insanity, nampaknya Ruby menggunakan flicker juga pada Melcutie berjaya menumbangkan. Ruby cantik.
From Melcutie. We'll be able to pick up that kill, and that's why the panel mentioned too, hey, they love the X-Borg. I think a lot of people do. He's reintroduced into the meta. You can't deny the amount of pressure a Last Insanity ultimate can do.
Great start for Homebois with this early game. They're winning all of their lanes. More specifically, that gold lane. The jungler is having so much fun, and Melcutie will secure War Axe very
Okay, kita bahagian turtle. Izanami dapat position baik ni. Reza punya position gantai ya.
If Verso time will even oblige to fight here, because it seems like the positioning from Zeno kind of tells us that they are not even interested in taking this turtle.
Oh, Mel. Tarikan.
Verso March, he has the sustain. Because
Memang
it's a
cubaan
Ruby,
cutting wave
because
tadi
you
kot.
got the Bracemite
Betul
emblem,
didapatkan.
because you're just the way it
Emal.
works. They'll trade it though. Another turtle secured for Homeboys. A lot of attempt there down in that gold lane right now.
Daniel carrying out for the members of Verso.
Pelaku guna ulti. Brilliant tadi gunakan oleh Izanami. Melarikan diri.
At this point, that tells you that the side lanes are doing okay.
Oh,
despite
pick
the
off.
death
Ke atas Lancelot.
Goes in with a kick, man, right for Zeno.
Masih lagi hidup Lancelot.
Pop 2, a defensive AOG on out by Boro.
Cubaan yang
They're
baik.
just trying to like not get picked off like that. Like we've said, the Cho has popped up so many times throughout our series of games here.
Dapat bawah duk sumpah.
And we always say that. Well, if you
Reza ada dekat bawah tu, rugi duk. Nanti kalau tak dapat bawah ni.
Offensive plus the revitalize. That's a bit of a win there for Homeboys right now.
Especially because
Sebab lampu-lampu tu free duk split atas dengan Lancelot. Tengok Lancelot akan ambil Reza jungle atas ke? Tak dapat, bawah dapat. Okay. Ada trick guys.
Lapu-Lapu Castle is getting gold up top as well by pushing the turret. And even when the Homeboys are, it seems like they're doing the right moves here. Verso time still finding some ways to eventually get back to the fight. In fact, Zeno is more than recovered when it comes to the farm. He's now level 9 with Amal.
Lapu ulti. Alamak, Daniel tendang time lapu-lapu tengah ulti. Alamak, Daniel down.
A great pull once again from Verso March. And that's what I was going to say earlier on when I was talking about Verso Time's performance through Winter is Coming, the tournament before Games of the Future, and then their performance here through group stages now. They like to go ahead and play with these comfort picks. Verso March on the Ruby, he's had a bunch of good games.
Yeah, SP beza 2 level gila guys.
Sometimes even single-handedly turning fights around, just because again, you know how powerful and I'm offended or just a Ruby combination.
Wave tak clear Reza.
For a team to set things up, and you know you have Castle to help.
Sebab saya tinggal. Kalau Insanity ada perangan kat sini. Okay, Ruby down. AOG digunakan. Aduh, Mel kena tangkap pula. Slot down. Boleh ni turtle ni? Tak berani Emal. Emal.
Cutting him off from the re-entry, but looks like it's just going to go ahead and dissipate back to a reset. With Turtle still being up last from the game, Reza starts this up.
Betul.
Amal now joining.
Bawah pecah duk.
Should be able to secure it just because again Zeno is down. As they do,
Hampir pecah.
3 for 3 for the Turtles, but interestingly enough, Wolf, this entire time, despite all these Turtles going over the Homeboys, Verso Time has maintained a
Bawah siapa yang clear? Bawah pecah kat ni guys.
Right now. In fact,
memang Reza rotate dengan team.
4.6k compared to 4.7k of Amal. Did have the triple killing spree on top for Zeno.
Oh, pecah atas pecah. Ada trade dekat
coming up from Daniel. That was just a quick move.
5 balas ke 6.
And well, Zeno will not die or anything, but the fact that they forced Phantom Execution with Rico's out there, gonna make sense that Homeboys. Yeah, we're down by 800 though, but we're fine.
Oh, but okay, he's not gonna go and push the trigger.
Makan dah malam ni. Tak, malam tak akan. Kalau tak makan, aku makan kacang ya malam.
They don't really need to force anything with this while they wait for that lore to come up in about a minute here. So if we look at Homeboys' lineup, then it's more so just going ahead and playing for that scaling that they're gonna have, especially with Izanami on this Lunox. Man, I feel like every single time we have a
tendangan kena ke atas lapu-lapu. Jangan guna ulti. AOG telah digunakan. Ini dapat sumpu mengelak. Cantik. Ultimate line Insanity. Baik, bodoh Reza. Dapat tutup Kimi. Baik. Tabrak terus.
What a great start from Daniel there with the kick.
Massive start for Daniel.
Daniel beri pressure bahagian belakang.
Just focusing onto Kojic, eat a whole combo of the Tilda. Then of course the kill onto Castle.
Ni mati ni. Dah kening. Last Insanity dibuka. Akan skill mengelak. Cover Mel. Lapu-lapu akan masuk ni. Mel flicker. Aduh Mel. Hidup Mel. Ada cover. Kalau confirm mati macam biasa flicker, Emal dikejar.
Dino might go ahead and decide to give this a call to take it.
Almost setuju.
Only Melt Cutie down though, but he is a big part of the damage.
Allah, Reza akan tangkap pula.
That's exactly what happens. Another pull from Verso March.
Izanami dapat posisi dari belakang.
Advantage. They still gotta watch all fronts here. They are starting this Lord.
Dia akan paksa ni lot ni guys, sumpah. Bodoh Daniel.
The opposite side here. They're gonna go for the sandwich play.
Dah kening. Lancelot sampai mati. Baik, bodoh. Izanami dapat Lord.
For Homebois. And that is a tough one to see as Verso time. They fought for it, man.
Daniel, salah jalan dok.
They unfortunately lost
Kimi dah tunggu.
objective.
My God, Izanami will eventually be the MVP of this game if Homebois eventually wins. Because you saw that in the first turtle fight where they were able to shut down Zeno, it's actually the Lunox bomb, the Ruby DD play coming up from Izanami that we have not seen in a while. And this time he waited for the opportune moment. We can see through the replay. He's waiting and looking for Zeno, and they were able to eventually take him out. He just focused the Lunox bomb, the Ruby DD play, onto that Lancelot. And because of that, we're able to get a kill. Izanami is cooking right now.
Okay. World's going to be cleared out pretty quickly here. Verso time, despite how that team fight went, they're not too far behind. This is the first time throughout this game, though, where Homebois has now bought themselves a pretty healthy lead. 2,000 up to this point. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to get this tier 2 here, as the clearing is still really good, too, for Verso time. They're able to go ahead and kind of maintain these waves. And Homebois has to be really careful on how they approach Verso time, especially if they're going to do it under these turrets, right? Even when later we get to the holy defenses being up, they have to be crucial in how they approach it, just because, like I said, Verso March, that Ruby can always mess things up for you. And even a traction pulse. So there's a lot of options that Verso time could go with, but right now Homebois has been fighting really well, and Izanami is actually one of the better performing Lunuxes that we've seen so far in the past few days here.
It's going to be up to how they scale up. Because I think that for now, you can really say that Homebois have the lead. Eventually, there will come a time where Verso time will have their one-shot potentials as well. Zeno will have so much damage with the Lancelot. You can see the Kimi scale up later on as well. And the question is, how can they survive Izanami? Because now, even with this item choice from Izanami, the Lantern is going to be so important against the tanky heroes, like a Lapu-Lapu, for example, or even like a Kacha. Eventually, Versatile will have to itemize this. Maybe your Winter Crown, Athena Shield perhaps, a Radiant Armor somewhere out there, but
pelaku penalti, Brilliant terpaksa digunakan, AOG telah digunakan. Aduh mak, Izanami kena tangkap. Flicker masih lagi hidup. Line Sanity daripada Melcutie. Reset balik dok ni. Sabar jap dok. Position pecah dok. Izanami balik. Sebab Lord nak hidup dok, jangan perang dok. Lin.
They're not going to have it for this Lord dance. They are going to go for the turret, knocking down
the
mid lane. See if they get in position here. This is a pretty big advantage though that Homebois has.
Kimi tu pun dah flip. Reza boleh cari Kimi.
But that's fine because he can just brilliance if he gets in a tough position.
Ni dapat lapu-lapu. Cantik Daniel. Oh, Izanami awalnya brilliant. Daniel down. Ada bantuan lah Insanity untuk melarikan diri. Aduh mak, ini potential lot ni macam AOG flicker pada Mel. Tak kontrol orang kuat duk ni.
He's out of the picture, so it's 4 members of Homebois. Can they stop this Lord from being secured, and will Amal be able to
jangan paksa duk. Reset duk. Tak ada opening. Sayanglah pelaku dia tak mati.
What a fight. Started up by what? Castle in the mid lane earlier on.
Can they survive Izanami? You mentioned how they should be the ones to look for Izanami before Izanami finds them. That time though, Verso was prepared. They have many members to peel for Castle eventually, and then
ini kalau non-stick ni memang kuat ni guys.
Daniel, which was so crucial to
rasa overdrive ni senang dipredict ke? Boleh lah.
So important in this game for Homebois, and without him it's so difficult.
Daniel,
they will might take him down.
Pelaku ultimate paksa dibuka. Alamak, mati bodoh Daniel. Wah, ruginya. Rugi ni serius rugi.
pretty much everything that he wanted, but Verso Time's just got so much crowd control.
Verso power, Onyx Fish punya bantai, betul. Dekat grand final je Onyx dapat bantai dia balik. Lepas dia menang satu game, lepas tu selebihnya tak ada guys, dia menang terus. Onyx terus menang. Emal cuba untuk split.
Potentially just taking these tier 2s out, but Amo's actually going to get a base turret. Verso Time doesn't have anyone at the base, so a base turret taken down.
Last Insanity untuk meng-clear minion. Lapu-lapu datang untuk mendefend. Tarikan, Melcutie bakal ditumbangkan. Reza, flicker, AOG, flicker bakal digunakan Izanami. Brilliant sempat digunakan. Atas lot dok. Emal belakang dikejar. Emal down. Wah, GG. Berterabur dok.
Wow. Lord finally goes down here and look at the moves. Wow. Izanami's actually going to be able to survive that.
GG dah guys, game pertama. Hai sayangnya.
Verso Time looking to take game 1 so quickly from Homebois as the base is going to be worked on.
Betul dah buat kita terpaksa aku game pertama. Homebois 0, Verso Time 1. Jangan lupa like, comment, share bagi pendapat korang. Yang paling penting jangan lupa subscribe. We're gonna see you guys on the second match. Let's go.